Chidera bent to wash his hands in the river and saw a mirror shining under the water. He leaned closer. Inside the mirror, a woman was crying and knocking from inside. It was his own mother, Mama Ifeoma. In a small Igbo village called Umudike, there was a river people feared. The river was called Miri. Elders said it was not an ordinary river. They said strange things happened there at night. They said the river could keep secrets that human eyes must never see. Most young people did not believe those stories. They laughed and said elders only used fear to control children. But one young man, Chidera, was not laughing. He was shaking because what he saw that night changed his life forever. Chidera was a hard-working man in his early 30s. He was not rich, but he was serious and kind. He sold palm oil and garri in the market. He woke up early every morning and came back late every evening. He lived alone in a small house at the edge of the village. His mother, Mama Ifeoma, was the reason he worked so hard. Mama Ifeoma was a strong woman. She was a widow. She trained Chidera alone after his father died. She farmed cassava, sold vegetables, and even washed people's clothes just to pay Chidera's school fees. When Chidera was younger, Mama Ifeoma always said one thing to him. "My son, never go to Miri at night. Never. Even in the day, do not stay there long. That river has a mirror under it. That mirror does not show your face. It shows your destiny. And if it likes you, it can keep you." Chidera used to smile whenever she said that. "Mama, mirror underwater, how is that possible?" Mama Ifeoma will look at him with serious eyes. "My son, not everything is for laughing. Some things are real. Some things are spiritual." Years passed. Chidera grew up. He became a man. But he never forgot his mother's warning. He just did not believe it fully. Until the day his mother disappeared. It happened on an ordinary evening. Mama Ifeoma went to the river to fetch water. Their well had dried up, and the river was the nearest place. The sun was still in the sky, but it was already close to evening. Mama Ifeoma carried her bucket and her small wrapper. She told Chidera, "My son, I will be back soon." Chidera replied, "Okay, Mama, I will cook and wait." But Mama Ifeoma did not return. At first, Chidera thought maybe she met someone and started talking. Mama Ifeoma loved greeting people. She could stop anywhere and talk for long. But when the sky became dark, Chidera began to worry. He carried a torchlight and started searching. He checked the neighbor's house. "Have you seen my mother?" They said no. He ran to the market road. "Have you seen Mama Ifeoma?" People shook their heads. Then he ran to the river. When he got to Miri, his heart almost jumped out of his chest. Mama Ifeoma's bucket was there. Her slippers were there, but Mama Ifeoma was not there. The water was calm, like nothing happened. The moonlight was shining on the surface like silver. Chidera shouted, "Mama! Mama Ifeoma!" No answer. He rushed into the water, splashing and searching. "Mama!" Nothing. He ran back to the village, screaming for help. Men came with ropes. Women came crying. Elders came with fear on their faces. They searched. They searched again, but Mama Ifeoma was gone. That night, the village did not sleep. Some people said it was accident. Some said she slipped and drowned, but old men shook their heads. One elder, Papa Okafor, said quietly, "This is Miri. When it takes, it hides." Another woman whispered, "Maybe witchcraft." Chidera was not hearing anything. He was crying like a child. He rolled on the ground. He called his mother's name until his voice became weak. Days passed. Weeks passed. Months passed. Mama Ifeoma did not return. Chidera became a different person. He stopped laughing. He stopped eating well. He became thin. He stopped going to the market often. Every day he visited the river, staring at the water like a madman. People started calling him Chidera, the river man. Some advised him to move on. But how can a son move on when his mother vanished like smoke? 1 year passed. 2 years passed. Chidera decided to leave the village and go to the city Enugu. He hoped the pain would reduce. He hoped he would find a better life. In Enugu, he worked as a bus conductor, then as a storekeeper. Life was hard, but he survived. Still, every time he closed his eyes, he saw Mama Ifeoma's slippers near the river. After 7 years, Chidera returned to Mudike. He returned because his heart was not settled. He returned because he wanted answers. That evening, he walked to Miri again. The river looked the same. The trees still bent over it. The frogs still sang. The air still felt cold around it, even when the village was hot. Chidera sat near the river and cried, "Mama, if you are alive, show me a sign." He sat until it became night. Then suddenly, something happened. A soft light shined under the water, not from the moon, not from his torch. It was coming from inside the river. Chidera stood up slowly, like a man in a dream. The light was small but clear, like something shining from deep inside. He moved closer. The water was calm and the light became brighter. Then Chidera saw it. A mirror. Yes, an actual mirror under the river. It was lying flat like a plate, shining upward. Chidera's breath stopped. His mother's words hit him like thunder. Mirror under water. His legs were weak. He bent down, his face close to the water. Then the mirror changed. It was no longer just shining. It started showing an image. Chidera's eyes widened. Inside the mirror, he saw a woman. The woman's hair was rough. Her eyes were full of tears. Her lips were trembling. She was knocking on something like glass. Tap, tap, tap. Chidera's mouth opened, but no sound came out, because the woman was Mama Ifeoma. Alive, trapped, inside the mirror. "Mama," Chidera whispered. Mama Ifeoma looked up suddenly, like she heard him. Their eyes met. She began to cry harder. She pressed her palm on the inside of the mirror. Chidera's whole body shook. "Mama! Mama Ifeoma!" He wanted to jump into the water, but fear held him. Mama Ifeoma opened her mouth like she was talking, but Chidera could not hear her voice with his ears. Instead, her voice entered his heart, like a thought, clear and painful. "My son, Chidera, do not fear. I have been waiting for you." Chidera fell on his knees. "Mama, how? How are you alive?" Her voice came again. "This river has a prison, a mirror prison. People who are pushed into it do not die. They suffer. They stay between life and death." Chidera cried, "Who did this to you?" Mama Ifeoma's eyes changed. She looked ashamed and hurt. "Jealousy did this. A human hand did this." Chidera remembered something. Before his mother disappeared, there was a woman in the village who hated her deeply. Her name was Uju. Uju used to insult Mama Ifeoma. "Widow, poor woman, you think your son will become great?" Mama Ifeoma never fought her. She only kept quiet. One day, Uju even told people, "If I want, I can make Mama Ifeoma disappear." People thought it was just mouth, but now Chidera's heart burned. "It is Uju," he shouted. Mama Ifeoma's voice came softly. "My son, anger will not save me. This mirror does not break with stone. It does not break with knife. It breaks with pure heart. It breaks with prayer. It breaks with forgiveness." Chidera looked confused. "Forgiveness? After what they did to you?" Mama Ifeoma's tears fell. "Yes, because hatred is the food that keeps this mirror strong. If you bring hatred, the mirror will hold me tighter." Chidera shook his head. He felt weak. He felt helpless. He looked at the mirror under the water and cried, "Mama, tell me what to do. I would do anything." Mama Ifeoma's voice became urgent. "Tomorrow, go to the elders. Tell them what you saw, but do not let them come with anger. Let them come with prayer. And my son, forgive. Then the light started reducing. Mama, wait! My son, if you truly love me, forgive them. I want to come out free, not bitter. The light went off. The mirror disappeared like it sank into darkness. Chidera sat there until morning, shaking. At dawn, he ran to the elders. He went to Papa Okafor, Izenaji, and other respected men. At first, they did not believe him, but when they saw fear and truth in his eyes, they followed him. They came with a pastor and a prayerful catechist, and also some women who could pray strongly. They stood near the river. Chidera waited. Minutes passed. Nothing happened. Some people began to laugh. Then suddenly, the light appeared again. The mirror came back. Mama Ifeoma appeared inside it. Women screamed.
Men stepped back. Even the elders were shocked. It was real. Mama Ifeoma was truly trapped. The pastor raised his hands. They started praying. They prayed in simple words. They prayed in Igbo songs. They prayed with tears. Chidera's heart was beating like drum, but something was still not working. The mirror remained strong. Then Papa Okafor said quietly, Chidera, your mother said forgiveness. Chidera swallowed hard. The elder continued, the river listens to the heart more than the mouth. Chidera looked at the mirror. He remembered every hunger Mama Ifeoma suffered, every insult she took the day she disappeared. His heart wanted revenge, but he remembered her voice. Hate will hold me tighter. Chidera stood up and shouted with tears, Uju, if you did this, I forgive you. People gasped. Chidera's voice broke. I don't forgive you because you are right. I forgive you because my mother deserves freedom. The wind blew. The river surface moved. The mirror began to shake. A cracking sound came out. Crack! Women screamed again. The pastor prayed louder. Chidera fell on his knees. I forgive anyone who harmed my mother. I forgive them. The mirror cracked more. Crack! Then suddenly, the mirror burst. The river rose like it was boiling. Water splashed high, and out of the water, Mama Ifeoma fell out like someone pushed her. She landed on the sand, coughing and shaking, alive, breathing, real. Mama! Chidera screamed. He ran and carried her. He held her like a baby. He cried uncontrollably. Mama Ifeoma touched his face with trembling hands. My son, my son. People began to cry. Even strong men wiped their eyes. They wrapped Mama Ifeoma in cloth and carried her to the village. That same day, Uju was nowhere to be found. Some said she ran away at night. Others said the river punished her. Chidera did not chase her because forgiveness had already done its work. Mama Ifeoma stayed weak for some days. She could not eat much. She slept often, but she kept telling people, jealousy is poison. Forgiveness is freedom. After 2 weeks, she became stronger. After 1 month, she could walk. And one evening, she called the whole village. She said, Miri is real. The mirror prison is real, but love is stronger. Prayer is stronger. Forgiveness breaks chains. She looked at Chidera. My son saved me with a clean heart. Chidera held her hand and smiled for the first time in many years. From that day, people stopped going to the river at night. They respected it. They stopped jealousy and evil talk in the village. And Chidera learnt a lesson he would never forget. Sometimes, the biggest miracle is not strength. It is not fighting. It is not revenge. Sometimes, the biggest miracle is forgiveness. Because forgiveness can pull a loved one out of a mirror, even under the river.